Hey guys, we think we know football here with my good friend Ben, special guest back again. It's been a while. We're here to talk a little bit about the Super Bowl and about what Ben thinks because we haven't really heard a lot about what his opinions are. And we have the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Ben, what are your initial reactions to this game? Who do you think is uh is going to be like the X factor, the player that you really have to watch out for in this game?
Well, okay, so to be honest, one, Patrick Mahomes. Okay, like you got to watch out for him. Okay, like there is a point that him and Andy Reid have won, okay, in the playoffs have won 12 games with one score lead basically. Okay,
Yeah, always
so
with one score leads and they always win.
always. Okay, so they got 12 wins. Okay, so you got to look out for Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce. Okay, now. On the Eagles side, to be honest, you got to look out for Saquon Barkley. Okay, he just won Player of the Year or Offensive Player
Yeah,
of the
they're
Year.
offensive player of the
Okay,
year.
so you have to look out for him on the Eagles side. But how much work can he really put in? Okay, like they're going to depend on a lot for the run game. So the Chiefs are going to prepare for that. So Hurts is going to have to actually go to throwing the ball. Okay,
Do you think Hurts could be scrambling a lot?
I think he's going to be under pressure. Okay. Look at Andy Reid. Okay. Andy Reid has won, I can't quote the numbers right now, but Andy Reid has the most wins in the playoff between him coaching the Eagles and coaching the Chiefs in head coach. So it's going to be
Yeah.
a really high, yeah, it's not going to be a high scoring game, to be honest. It's literally going to come down to a touchdown or a field goal. Okay.
So nobody's really been able to stop Saquon Barkley. The Eagles have a great offensive line. Do you think that they're going to be able? Do you think they can stop Saquon Barkley?
We're just gonna have to find out on Sunday. I mean, I love Saquon Barkley. Okay, he's a terrific player. Okay, he needed to get out of New York, and he did, and now he's showing himself on the Eagles. Okay, now it's just the Chiefs, dude. It's the Chiefs. Like, okay, they got the refs on their side for one. We all know it. Okay,
Taylor Swift.
exactly. Then they got the Tay Tay fans. Okay, so I mean, I don't think the Chiefs defense is good enough on the run game to stop Saquon. But it being Super Bowl, I do think they're going to sit there and try to come to play.
Yeah, they're going to try and stop Saquon if they can. We're going to see if they can, right?
Yes.
So it's a 48 and a half over under. Do you have it going over or under that score? You think it's gonna be a high scoring game or just kind of a low scoring game?
Mm. I wish there was a mid, to be honest.
Yeah,
So, like,
that's what you call a push. It's 48 and a half, but so you got it
okay,
going just about
I,
right there, right?
I'm looking at a push. Like, I see it coming down to both defenses playing very well when they need to, and the offense is taking advantages at key moments that the defense fail in. Okay.
So what you're telling me is that Kansas City's gonna win, I think, right?
No. No, I don't want Kansas City to win. In my opinion, okay, I don't want Kansas City to win. Okay, but I did hear something today at work which got me thinking, okay? It did get me thinking. They're right now trying to look for the next team to be the Patriots. Okay, with their whole entire run that they do and everything else. Okay, so how do they start with Kansas City being one of the great teams? They have them three-peat, something that the Patriots could never do. Tom Brady could never get a three-peat done. Okay,
Yes, I agree. I agree. but
So
nobody has ever three-peated.
exactly. So they're looking to push Patrick Mahomes to the next level. So they have him three-peat to where we're dealing with Kansas City is the next Patriots for the next couple of damn years. Like we ain't
How,
got no
how, how,
shots.
how mad would you be if you really felt like the refs decided this game and helped the Chiefs win? As a Broncos fan and as a Chargers fan, how upset would you be if you felt like the refs were really fixing this game?
I'd be very upset. I mean, dude, there's 3 or 4 games that we could look at that it seems that the refs fix the games for the Chiefs. There's certain calls that should have been made. Okay, even the announcers say no, that call shouldn't have been made. And yet Kansas City is moving on, first and down, they're gonna sit there and score. Okay, so we all know that the NFL is helping the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay. And I'm sorry if that hurts the NFL's feelings and they get mad at our channel. But this is us talking. Like I think that
No,
the NFL is
we just
helping
have
them.
to tell the truth. Yeah, we just
Okay,
have to tell
like
the truth.
they want to make the Kansas City Chiefs the next Patriots for the couple of years. Okay, which pisses me off because it doesn't give all the teams that haven't had a chance to make the Super Bowl. Okay, that have very good talent on their teams to try to make it.
Yeah, and something I have to say about this. So, like, people are getting upset because they keep saying this has happened forever, right? They're like, they used to do this with Tom Brady. They used to do this with Joe Montana, and they're doing it with Patrick Mahomes now. So you should be used to it, right? And we accept that as fans, but that doesn't make it right, you know? Like,
No, I 100% agree with you because like we do accept it as fans, okay? And you even know, okay, to where I'm sorry, but I'm gonna quote fucking Atlanta and I'm sorry for my language. Atlanta in the
no,
Patriots game.
you can cuss on the podcast.
Okay, it's a Atlanta and Patriot game. Okay, you even know we sat there and we thought Atlanta completely won that Super Bowl. We were all out partying, grilling, doing our thing, and you're inside, just partying, watching the game, and
I
you're
was the
like
only one
sitting there,
watching the game.
yep, sitting there screaming, okay, that it's gonna come back, it's Cohen, and we're like, wait a minute, wait, what's going on? And we all come back in, and it's freaking Tom Brady, you know, pulling his comeback like usual.
Yeah, and like I like Ben is saying, regardless of what people are saying, the Atlanta Falcons watched that game, but it was still, you know, that there was calls they were making towards Tom Brady. You know that they were making calls towards Michael Jordan. You know that they were making calls towards Joe Montana and Kobe Bryant.
Of course.
And Patrick Mahomes is gonna get his calls.
Yeah, no, he's gonna get his calls. Like, I mean, I would really love the Eagles to win. But to be honest, with everything that's going on and everything, we all know that the Chiefs is probably going to take it, which
I
sucks
think
because
me and Ben. Go ahead.
me, you being a Denver Broncos fan and me being a Chargers fan, like that just really blows for us because you know we have so much talent on our teams and it just gets wasted. Okay, like it's bull because and I know that in 2008 we had a chance to make the Super Bowl and actually win it. Okay, and all we couldn't do was beat the Patriots. Screw
Yeah,
Tom
and
Brady. Like,
yeah, that was a hell of a game back in the day. You know, Philip Rivers playing with two torn ACLs, two torn ACLs. That's insane.
who?
So a question to kind of how do you say segue into another section. But right before I do that, the Super Bowl with the AFC Championship with the Chargers and the Patriots. Just before I segue into the next topic off of that, who do you have winning this game, Ben? So it's only a
Can I just?
one and a half. It's a 1.5 point spread. The Chiefs are
Can
favored
they
by
just
one and a
tie
half
like
points.
both teams lose?
You
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
tie in the
yeah.
Super Bowl,
Okay,
man. You can't
I
tie in the
know
Super Bowl.
exactly.
So is Saquon Barkley gonna take off? Is Patrick Mahomes just gonna be the next Michael Jordan or Tom Brady? What do you think, man? I know what Ben's thinking right now. He does not want Patrick Mahomes to win.
Okay,
It's hard to pick the Chiefs for him.
this is what separates everything from else for all the announcers. I do not want the Chiefs to win it all, and it brings almost a tear to my eye. But
But
like I called Washington winning against the Detroit Lions, and they did. The Chiefs are
don't
going to
say it.
win this
Don't say it. Oh no.
by a field goal. They're going to
Oh
win
my
it by a
gosh.
field goal.
So final
And
score, what
I'm
you got?
sorry
30.
to say that. Okay,
I
so
know
I'm
he
sitting
is.
there and
This
I
is a
don't want
Chargers
it.
fan.
I don't want it to be a high scoring game, so I'm not really good with numbers, okay? So like we got I
So
think
30, 27, 27, 24,
it'll be like a 27, okay? Like
30, 24.
yeah, no, it won't be okay. The Chiefs are going to be in the 30s, okay? And it sucks to say, but the Eagles are going to possibly be in the 20s. They just Saquon Barkley has to do what he did last game in order to beat the fucking Chiefs. I'm sorry.
Let's
That's just what
go.
he has to do.
Let's
Okay.
go. Philadelphia Eagles. Let's go Saquon
Okay,
Barkley.
that's where I'm at. Like I don't want to be biased against both teams, but on my honest opinion, I think the Chiefs are going to take it. But if Saquon Barkley can do what he did last game, the Eagles are going to sit there and they're going to fly. All right, shout out to Isaac for it being the Eagles fly. He's going to fly. Okay,
You're not going to pick the Eagles for Isaac. Oh,
dude, it's
no.
Patrick
Okay. So,
Mahomes and Tay Tay.
but
Like they got Hopkins on their team. They got Pip or Pinoka, okay, whatever his name is, they're running back ready to go. Like they got Hunt as a running back. Like their offense is stacked. Okay, their rookie is doing good. Okay, he's gonna be back. Like their offense is stacked too, just like the Eagles. If they can put it together, we're gonna sit there and me and you, Danny, you're gonna have to sit there and suffer. Okay. Like I honestly want the Eagles to fly, but in my mindset, I can't sit there and second guess myself. I think the Chiefs are gonna sit there and three-peat, dude.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you, Ben. I think that the Eagles have the best offensive line of the league, and they also had, I think, the number one defense in the league. And I think that they're not going to be able to stop Saquon. The only thing I'm worried about is the coordinator for the Eagles defense is 0-8 against Mahomes. I'm worried they can't stop him, but I think Saquon is going to go off like he has all year, just like he did last game. And
Oh,
I
of
got I
course.
got
Like I mean,
I got I got the Eagles winning 27-20.
okay, I agree. That's a good scoring game. Like I said, it's gonna be a low scoring game, dude. Like it's not gonna
Yeah.
sit there and take off, okay? But let's take a little side note, okay? So we're sitting here talking about football and everything. How do you think the commercials are gonna be, huh? What do you think about the halftime show supposedly being leaked? Okay, so we know what Kendrick's gonna do now.
This
So
is
I
a
mean, are
great
you looking
topic, Ben.
forward to it
I,
for the
I
halftime
didn't even
show?
think about this, and I'm glad you brought this up.
Are you looking
The
forward to the commercials? I mean, like, dude, we got to sit there and look forward to those too. Like, who's gonna be the guest star that Kendrick pulls out? Okay,
there's gonna be some guest stars, yeah, guest stars.
like with the commercials, who are they gonna sit there and pull out of the wood? the woodwork, okay? Like my favorite commercial was the one where they sit there and they're gathering, as a dinner, and then they start throwing the football around and everybody's having the game of their life. It's got Teddy Bridgewater. It's got all of them in there, okay? Like, okay, and then they got the Doritos commercials that go crazy. And then, puppy, monkey, baby. Okay? You can't give up the puppy, monkey, baby. Okay?
Ah, to be honest,
So
I,
I'm
I've been disappointed. I've been disappointed in the commercials the last few years. That's something I usually look forward to. Kendrick's great. I'm not sure who they're gonna have in the halftime show, but really hope they step it up for the halftime shows this year. Or I mean the commercials. I mean, I hope they step it up for the commercials. My favorite commercials back in the day used to be the Budweiser commercials, and I
those
feel like we
ones are
haven't really
really
seen any
good,
of those.
okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Dilly dilly.
Okay, so one
Guys,
last question, Ben, before we wrap this up, unless you have anything else you want to talk about right after this.
I
We
mean,
just
we
got
can.
the real quick. If you have anything to talk about after this, um, we just got the Pro Bowl nominations of all the first time ballots for next year, and we had Antonio Gates, we had Larry Fitzgerald, or not Antonio Gates, I'm sorry, Philip Rivers, Larry Fitzgerald, Drew Brees, and a couple other good names. What do you think? What do you think about Philip Rivers, and who do you think's going to get in? Frank Gore?
Okay, so I mean, like all these ballots, and you know that I sat there and I sent you the picture of them, okay,
Yeah,
for the
Ben is the one
nominees,
who
okay.
updated me on this.
So all these ballots, I mean, like going into next year, okay, like all of them have a really good chance. Like I understand that Anthony, okay, we give a shout out to Anthony, okay. He sits there and he talks about that, he understands that Phil Rivers probably won't be a first run ballot, okay, because he's sitting there down on the low end because he never won a ring, okay. Now I could sit there and dispute about that, okay, because
He
he's
was like,
done. He was basically the next Dan Moreno. I'm sorry, okay. He he did his due diligence and he did what he needed to do. Okay. Now I'm not going to say he's going to take the first round. Okay. I think that Larry Fitzgerald's got it. Okay. For one, Drew Brees,
Drew
of
Brees.
course, obviously. Okay. A dark horse that people will not think that I'm going to vote on is Frank Gore. Okay. Because Frank Gore, I mean, look what he did with the Colts, and then he moved on, and he kept moving on, and he just kept going. Okay, like he just kept going. Okay, which that's what I think that Philip Rivers is got to is he sat there and he did not propose a trade or anything. Okay, with the Chargers, he sat there and said, "No, I'm going to sit here and be your main quarterback, and I'm going to sit there and do what I can for this team."
Didn't he have one last run with the Colts in his last year?
Yes, no, okay, he was. I think he played 1 year with the
Just one
Colts.
year, 1 year.
1 year.
But he did pretty good in that 1 year, and he finished like top 10 in passing and touchdowns of all time at the end of
It's
his
because we
career.
didn't want it. We didn't want it. We did not want him for his last year, so we got rid of him.
Yeah, but like I was saying, he finished top 10 in like passing yards, touchdowns, and a lot of other categories. He may not be a first ballot. I would like him. The Chargers were one of my, even though they were a division rival, one of my favorite teams. But that dude is a warrior, and he had like
He
what
sat there, played through
180,
injuries.
180 straight starts without missing a game.
Exactly. Like I mean, he. A lot of people didn't like, certain plays. They didn't like what he did, but in my opinion, he got the job done. And that's what matters. Okay. When it comes to a quarterback, they get the job done. Okay.
Right, right. Is there anything else you want to talk about, Ben, before we wrap this up?
Well, can you sit there and cut it so we can talk about wrestling?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Okay. So let me get here and try and upload this, and I will.
Y-
I'll be right back.
Yeah, send me another link and we'll talk about wrestling. I'm good to go
Okay.
on that too.